Hi, welcome to my set of videos. This is Patricia Ann Landon Regali, Chief Little Flower, coming at you from the trenches of having been targeted. I am a targeted individual that have been targeted since about the age of 25 for about a couple of years. Then it would recess into the background on and off until the year of COVID, about 2020, whenever gang stalking had reemerged in full force and full effect. At the time of this recording, it is November 2024, and the gang stalking, the PSYOP assignments still continue. And so my videos they're about my experiences as a targeted individual. I had been railroaded out of a successful and thriving career as a paramedic. I've been a paramedic for about 13 years before I walked away from my profession as a paramedic for two reasons. The first one was so I could speak freely about being heavily targeted and gang stalked in medical facilities by other medical professionals. If I were to hold a job in the medical world, that would be a huge conflict of interest for me and any potential employer. And so I have a passion for sharing this with the world because what's happened to me can happen to anybody. And if we were to shrink in fear, how would anybody ever rise up to protect themselves and to arm themselves with the knowledge of objective data? And additionally, since I was being targeted in the medical world, I knew it was a matter of time before somebody was paid to bear false accusations against my license. In other words, it was a matter of time before people would just make false accusations on my license. So those were the two reasons why I had nobly walked away from my career as a paramedic. And so I decided not to renew my license because if my license was inert and non-viable, nobody could make any accusation against it. So I stayed 10 steps ahead of the community-based harassment. And so these videos are about my thoughts. They're about my experiences as a heavily targeted individual. So thank you for stopping. So how's the gang stalkers that are fake rich? How's the gang stalkers that are full of phony baloney? And how are the gang stalkers that got bribed cars and got bribed houses and got bribed whatever it is that you want to have for your sequestered payment? Because it matters. So don't worry, all you gang stalkers, you'll have a chance of losing your home, and you'll have a chance of losing your fake car and your fake riches. Because boy, when God restores me. So I was thinking about today's topic is going to be a PSYOP assignment. The PSYOP assignment where they come in and they're in, like, say you're in a restaurant and they get a table that is within your visual line of acuity where you can see. And then they'll sit there and mad dog you like, bitch, oh, I know what you did, and I'm gonna sit there and stare at you and stare at you. Well, that shit doesn't work on me. My mom cured me of that when I was a kid. My little sister, Marcella Maria Landon Comiskey, she used to stare at me in the car too. And then so my mom, she's legit. I figured she'd cut to the chase and take care of that malarkey when I told her. I'm like, Mom, anybody's staring at me. Like, invasively. So what my mom said was, "Who are you that nobody can stare upon you? Are you the sun?" And left it at that. I was like, I felt really let down, but I sat there and I thought about what she said, and I'm like, she's right. Somebody's like staring at you, mad dogging you. You just gotta, roll with it. But the problem with the gang stalking program that ushers in those PSYOP assignments, I'm like, this family sat down to eat dinner and they had a kid with them. Because let's face it, if I was a hardened criminal, just hell bent on destruction, you know how easy it would have been just to play it low key and follow them to their car, get their license plate number, jack with their families. So what I did was, I walked up to them at the table, and anytime you pierce their little bubble, they get kind of antsy. And then so what happened was, I looked at them and I looked at their kid. I said, you have a kid, you have a child, you have a daughter, meaning that how could you approach strangers you don't even know, that you think you know something about, and then go do your funny business with your children and hand. That to me was the lamest thing in the world. I'm like, dude, what you did was you threw your family in the line of fire for some, I know you satanic, ritualistic, abusing families probably don't care much about your children to begin with, or you wouldn't be gang stalking. It's too easy to come after yours if we're the hardened criminals. So watch out. You got your family. You ruined your whole lineage by gang stalking. So you might want to fix that. Make right with yourself. When you make right with yourself and get reset, you're doing it for your lineage. You're doing it to help break family and generational curses. So don't be the family that passes on the gang stalking. Be the family that breaks it.